Bro, why you do that? That shit in my head.
Wow.
Hoes.
Hey.
Dizzy Rich Penny back at it like can't stop your boy's a true addict like
What's going on? You tuning in to Outside Raps with your boy Dizzy D Spill and Dev. What's happening with you, brother?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Ah, man, you know, it's been a minute, dog. It's been a minute since we we got it cracking, man. There's been a lot of busy things that have been happening with life and
It's been like a year.
work. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? We had to throw the 4 or 5 jersey back on. You know what I'm saying? To get it cracking. But how you been, dog?
Yeah.
How's things been going for you in your endeavors?
Man, ups and downs. You
Yeah.
know, ups
Smiles and
downs.
frowns.
Yeah.
Share with me.
Man. a lot of learning on my deadline stuff.
Yeah.
Turning things in. But yeah, learning my pace,
Yeah.
you know, and responsibility,
Yeah.
integrity,
Right.
following through. Also overwhelming. Not being overwhelmed with shit, you know.
Oh, most definitely, bro. Yeah, it's a challenge trying to figure out like your schedule. I mean, there's so many things that like so many blogs and things online that tells you how to start your day and how to end your day. Right. And it just seems like the difference between the advice that's given to you versus real life is somebody's money is longer to be able to be that organized. You know what I'm saying? Because you could allocate certain tasks and duties to a staff or a team, and a lot of people don't understand that most entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs are a one-man band or a two-man team, and sometimes one person is holding more of the weight than the other. That wasn't by design.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that could be crazy. I mean, I understand wholeheartedly, but
Right.
in the same breath, like I think it's dope to be overwhelmed with work, because some people it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's like to be overwhelmed, to be like, yo, man, I got this deadline, I got that deadline, I got this many clients, and I got this stuff that I got to do. That's kind of a blessing compared to somebody that's like, yo, bro, ain't nobody put a like on my post. My website got 5 views for the week.
That's a fact.
And I looked at it 4 times. You know what I'm saying?
I remember those days.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'd be like, yeah, my pixel is catching visitors.
Yeah.
It'd be me.
Yeah. It show your profile picture and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's definitely a blessing and a curse at the same time. So,
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm thankful we got something to manage like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Real talk.
Yeah.
But, you know, while we're on the conversation, man, you know, there's been a lot of things going on in the entertainment world with stuff that's been trending. I know it's been one of the biggest trending things that's kind of, you know, slowed down a little bit from, you know, when it was first discussed. You know, they came out with the color purple and stuff like that, and Taraji had came out, and I think she got misinterpreted when she was speaking on her experiences with the pay gaps. And then they kind of, I don't know if you noticed it or if you looked into it, but they kind of associated it with the color purple, because she was like, yeah, I almost dropped out because of the pay. And she's talking about her experience throughout her career, not just with this one movie. You know what I'm saying? And so
that's how most people took it.
Yeah, they took it like, oh man, see, Oprah don't, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I can understand how it could be misinterpreted though, because you associate it with one specific movie in making your point. Right. But she's talking about like overall, and you know how people are like, man, you're always working. You know what I'm saying? And so I know that you've gotten some opportunities to work on projects, some bigger than others, and you've been behind the scenes to see a lot of certain things. And within the conversation that Taraji was having with the pay, she was also expressing her concerns of when she was filming on set for The Color Purple, and how like, yo, they was trying to make us drive rental cars, and you know the trailers was messed up. And so I was gonna ask you, with you actually being on certain sets, have you seen some experiences with like, you know, lower list celebrities or actors where it just seemed like the environment was a little challenging from what they're used to? Or did you have a different experience? It was like, nah, man, everything was on point, man. Bagels every morning. You know what I'm saying? Steaks at night.
I wish that'd be lovely. Yeah, to answer your question, like I'm understanding that, with that recent strike ending with SAG and the film industry, there's an association they go by. It's slipping my mind right now. Other than SAG, it's who they talk to.
Yeah.
To come up with like these guidelines and pay is standard. Like, so it was a big strike that ended not too long ago about that. Like what writers should get.
Yeah.
Certain actors wasn't getting enough bread that they deserved.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be for sure frustrating, especially as somebody as popular as like Taraji P.
Yeah, in our community, yeah, you're thinking that she's getting at least like a couple mil a movie, and to hear like below $1 million is insane. Because when you look at some of the iconic things that she's been involved with, it's like under $1 million.
Yeah. I mean, you would think she took in $1 million off Baby Boy.
Yeah,
just alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think. It's some discrepancies of what you do, who's producing it, and all that factors in. So yeah, I think people interpret, but I think a lot of people also don't know how a lot of people get paid in certain industries, even NFL or et cetera. So, for my
that fame makes it seem like they get the highest that they deserve, and it's like, no, man, you could be in like the NBA or NFL and make less money than somebody that's working a 9 to 5.
Fact. It's that it's that old artist motto, say you get paid in exposure.
Yeah.
Or you famous, be happy with your fame.
I wouldn't want it like that.
Yeah.
To be famous and not have no money?
Yeah, it's terrible. I think
get caught like eating somewhere that you shouldn't be eating because that's what you can afford.
Fact.
But your movie just did $300 million.
Bro, it's gotta be a sick feeling, It's a lot though. Like even I remember damn, I can't remember bro name right now. Pierre Moss, Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
He was I watched a lot of interviews on him coming up, and he was saying the same thing. Like he would do certain fashion shows and he'd be flat broke.
That's crazy.
But he's showing his clothes, and that's just some of the politics and how you getting your funding, etc. But to answer your question, movie production scenes, like what goes on in the trailers and etc. Yeah, there's a different level of quality for sure. Like what a production team and company is doing and they're providing. Like the sets I were on, it was great. We had Crafty, which is the snack spread for all talent and crew to munch on during their time when they're not on camera. Between breaks, that was good. So, and then also the trailers too. Trailers were nice. They're running AC, lighting. We was eating good. A lot of good places to eat. Even food was catered a lot of days on set.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, it's a discrepancy. There could be some production companies that don't do well, but Imani Production Group, those guys, they're great.
That's what's up.
Yeah, they Manny and Yolanda, they do some good things. So, other than that, outside of them, there's not too many I know that
When you start hearing the big names complaining about their experiences, it makes you wonder. But we always assume, even when we see television and we see somebody doing a bit where they're in their trailer, it always looks lavish, and they got the chair with their name on it, and they got the makeup artist and everything. So you just assume that that's just the standard. But then when you hear like, yeah, man, there was like roaches in my in my trailer, or this happened, or I got dropped off by Lyft, or things like that, you're thinking like, nah, man, this got to be cap. But no, it's real life for entertainment. And I've never been in all the years where I've been working in these spaces, like as an artist in any genre that I'm involved with, right? When I would look at like the stories. I mean, we grew up like off Eat True Hollywood and, all these, all these biographies. And when I would hear like, yeah, man, I just took my $200 in my suitcase and I went to LA, and I'd be like, why? You know what I'm saying? And I never had that drive in me to like purposely go into the struggle. You know what I'm saying? And then just walk out the ashes like, yeah, I made it. I'm like, I think I'm going to stack some bread.
Before I do that.
I'm going to take the stairs. You know what I'm saying? And see how it goes. And still to this day, I got that mindset and I'm not knocking anybody that took that risk and made it. I'm just saying, stability.
I definitely took that risk.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's like when you fed up with that vicious cycle, and you also got the means to, like, you ain't got the responsibility to, oh nigga, I can't just drop everything, like, but that desire to break the cycle of like, yo, if I don't change something, like, when does this end?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's a real deal. So, but shit, at least have a game plan when you get to,
bruh, some people just be like, yo, bro, I'm gonna take my guitar and my backpack.
Yeah, like, nah.
Couple Ritz. I'm like, bruh, that's 10 minutes, man, and you done for it.
That's a lot of stepping out on faith.
And I learned through time that, like, even though those stories are great, they still had a supporting cast to get them through. So why not try to create that supporting cast on your way to that journey, which is difficult to do. But like, I think that in this day and age, now that we look back on a whole bunch of careers, it wasn't just like somebody just came out, like, for example, in the music industry, somebody just come out and bust a crazy freestyle and then they was on, and then they was just running stuff. Like, a lot of these people had crews that they were with. They had a engineer that they trust, a producer that they trust. The same thing with, like, entertainers. I mean, the hot conversation right now is comedians, and you hear, like, all of these comedians at some point cross paths at a time where they were on their way up. You know what I mean? I just heard a story where Corey Holcomb talked about Kevin Hart. He was like, yeah, man, I remember, when, we were still doing our thing and he was on the come up. I dropped him off at the airport a couple times. I remember when he drove this little whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? So it was almost like everybody was like a community. Yeah. You know what I mean? Kind of like how it is out here. Like, if you don't know somebody knows them. Right, you know what I mean? And I just think that I always believe in, like, having that collective on the way up is going to be a lot harder for a gatekeeper to lock the gate on 25 people instead of one. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely.
Because 5 of us is going to try to jump the gate. Another 5 of us is going to try to jump security. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's always been my philosophy, bro. That's always been my philosophy. Like, bro, you just, strength is in numbers. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Yeah, for real. So, I mean, but the subject, now I didn't even think about it with comedians. I know the drama has been,
Cat.
Cat right here is, man, let the cat out the bag, man. It's been crazy. But I kind of wanted to take a different approach with the conversation. And me and you, we touched up on it a little bit. And I was like, yo, this is something we could, probably discuss. But, when we talk about kings of comedy and comedy greats and stuff, I wanted to ask, who are your top 5? We talked about Shaq's post, right? We talked about Shaq's post. And he said, if he was to make a Kings of Comedy, right? Without using the originals, who would he pick to do a part 2? So I'm gonna ask you, who is? Well, we have to pick 4, right? We can't pick 5. We got to pick 4 because it was only 4 on the original, right? Or do we just change the rules and say 5?
No, I mean, you can go 4. I mean. Yeah, you might as well stick to.
All right, stick to the format.
Yeah.
So, what 4 would you pick outside the original Kings to do part 2?
Man,
there's me, and then who else you got?
We can definitely write you in there. Come on, man, open up. Oh man, so I would say, like, yeah, we was kind of touching on it earlier. There's an aspect of it, like, I guess I got to throw it in there. It's not just stand up, as, like, being funny in a sense of comedy when I'm talking about it, because I grew up for sure. We grew up on a whole bunch of movies, so I could quote a whole bunch of more movie lines than I can at stand up.
Yeah, I agree.
So thinking like that, and with some stand up included, Mike Epps is for surely on that lineup for me.
Okay.
Because he is pretty funny. No, he's fucking hilarious.
I agree.
Man, you had one that I had to agree with you as well.
Okay.
You already know who I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Eddie Griffin is definitely
Man.
Yeah.
So underrated to me, dog.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Plus, he's he woke, he tapped in.
Yeah, he's definitely tapped in.
He know what he doing, and he be doing some of the funniest shit. He can't go on there, but I would definitely, if he could, I would definitely include Bernie Mac. I just had to throw that out there. 'Cause he's like,
You like, nah, I'm gonna break the rules anyway. We're gonna bring him back.
I can't throw him on there, but he's still funnier than anybody. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. Period. House parties, those house party movies and TV show, everything. My gosh, bro. It's so many people, man. I can't fucking choose just four. That's too easy. But I mean, it's too hard.
I'm gonna bring up somebody that I didn't bring up when we talked that I thought was slept on, and but yeah, go ahead.
Oh man,
Country Wayne.
I'm going country way. Man. I still think. Oh yeah, I know who you got in your back pocket for sure. I know you. Still one of the funniest cats to me. When I talk about funny, I talk about movie and TV show.
Okay.
Martin for sure is one of the funniest men in this world.
Yeah, Martin got it. I've always loved Martin's acting funny more than his stand up, but his stand up is still up there.
Yeah, he
killed it on Def Comedy Jam, bro.
Oh man,
probably one of the greatest hosts in comedy.
Yeah, that's why it's just hard. It's hard for me to just choose four, bro.
Well, I gave you. We could do a 5, man. Like if somebody get hurt, in the game, somebody get hurt in the game, you can bring somebody off the bench.
I mean, yeah. So that's. I would have to say Dave Chappelle.
Oh, that's mandatory.
Dave Chappelle.
Jordan.
Just the Dave Chappelle show, the movie.
Chappelle has to close just in case, you know what I mean? Yeah, he has to close.
There's some white brothers in there too. That's funny as hell. I'm just bad at names. I really am.
I mean, in the white comedy space, you have Dane Cook, you have Bill Burr.
Yeah, Dane Cook is pretty funny.
I like Matt Rife. He's one of the the younger generations.
But it's a bunch of them. I can't remember the names right now, but if I could remember, one of them has that slot because yeah, I can't remember the name right now, but for sure.
Gary Owens.
No, he's funny, but he not up there. He not on us.
He can get in, but
I'd have to revisit that, man. I got to come back to that. You know what I'm saying? But who I got up there? I got Chappelle.
Yeah, Chappelle. Eddie.
Griffin.
You said bring Mac back regardless.
Martin Lawrence.
And you already said Chappelle?
Nah, I said Eddie. Dave Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie. I already said Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie, Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence.
Who's that fourth?
You said Mac, but technically, I don't remember what he said fourth. I think that's the point where you was like, "Yo, man, there's some other cats out there, like, first runner-ups, I guess."
Yeah, first runner-ups. We'll come back to it.
If I could put my own show together,
yeah, who would you?
If I could put my own show together, Mike Epps is opening. We gotta get y'all comfortable.
That's what it was. Mike Epps. I said Mike.
Okay. So Mike Epps is opening on the relay team. Eddie Griffin is coming up second.
Okay.
Now, actually, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go Mike Epps. Dion Cole is after Mike Epps.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Griffin is, because I need the show to go from chill to just snap. So
yeah,
Mike
is definitely hilarious.
Mike, Dion Cole, and then after that Eddie Griffin, who's one of my favorite, and then Chappelle is closing. Right now, if I wanted to mix the show up,
you did say you would have. Go ahead.
If I did want to mix the show up, Well, I said somebody that slept on. I don't know if he could hold his weight with these four because of the style of comedy.
Right.
But if I could do it the way I want to do it, I would have those four with sets without any one of them having to be the host. Because a lot of comedy shows, a lot of specials, when it's that many people, you'll have a good comedian that's just the host to bring everybody out. Thanks. So if I had them, and I would use Martin to bring everybody out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not because Martin ain't funny enough, but you got to have somebody that has that crowd control with, you know, that cadence and everything like that. So I'd either use Martin to bring everybody out, or I would use Chris Tucker to bring everybody out.
Oh, surprised you say Chris.
Chris's special is slept on to me on Netflix.
What happened to DL?
DL's one of the original kings. I can't use him.
Oh yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I would, bruh. You know, I would have threw DL in there. Now, for me, let's talk about people that are slept on though. I think Gary Owen is slept on.
But Deion Cole's for sure.
Deion Cole is slept on. That's why I threw him in there.
Yeah, I remember him.
I think also.
See, there was a bunch of people we talked about on the phone.
Bro, I think Sinbad was slept on back in the day, bro. If you watch his specials,
Sinbad was funny.
And I thought he was brilliant because he didn't curse in his comedy and he was still hilarious.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
That's very hard to do, right?
I would imagine. I remember Chris Tucker to a Def Comedy Jam when he did that Michael Jackson impression.
Bruh.
Cried, bro.
Yeah. His special on Netflix that came out some years ago was funny, bro. He still got it. And he's more, you can tell he's cleaned up his comedy since Friday and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I think he was just as funny in Money Talks as he was in Friday.
Oh yeah, bro. How many times he told him, man, he was like, yo, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah. No, that was Rush Hour. Wasn't that Rush Hour? Was it Money Talks?
That was Money Talks. He was like, he was roasting guys.
Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, he was roasting Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, like, you're right.
He said, this tub better be clean, dirty ass boy.
Like, bro was really just as funny. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I haven't seen his stand-ups, and that's why it's so impactful, like, movie funny for me. It's so impactful, like, that acting charismatic, you know, that he has, that charisma, because, I mean, that stuff, that improv, like, that's real life scenarios, you know what I'm saying, versus stand-up is like, you gotta set a joke up to get the crowd.
You know, you gotta test it out at small little venues and stuff to make sure that it's gonna hit hard in the larger crowds. Yeah, but just off the top of the head, you don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, you just gotta hope that I'm gonna say this and it's funny on the spot. So I do respect improv.
Improv is hilarious. Like, that's all, you know, all the big names like Will Ferrell, them boys,
the Saturday Night Live crew.
Yeah, they improv. I think improv it's a very impactful, funny genre that just like, bro.
Hey, do you think Wayne Brady earned his respect when he got on the Chappelle show and he did that Training Day skit with Dave Chappelle?
I'm gonna keep it G. I never fucked with Wayne Brady before that. And I still don't fuck with him now. I ain't got nothing against him.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I just don't. Just not like, I'm not searching Wayne Brady. You know?
Hey, okay, so I did.
Okay.
Because in high school, me and Jairus used to watch Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I remember he was on there.
And he used to go in a little bit. He was like, bro, he's funny. Like that improv off the top of the head funny. Okay. He's quick, bro.
He's with it.
And then so seeing him on Chappelle, the type of person he had to play on Chappelle versus what he does on Whose Line Is It Anyway is where I was like, okay, he's funny. He's funny. And he actually has a little range too, because he was on a show I used to watch as a villain.
You said it too right there. You was like, after seeing him on Chappelle, that confirmed it for you. Like,
well, there's a story. There's a story behind that.
Behind, oh yeah, between his character on Dave Chappelle in there.
Because before that, what happened was I forget who he ran into. I think he ran into Darnell Rollins, Ashley Larry.
Yeah.
At somewhere, and basically, you know, they was at some get together and they was drinking whatever, and they rolled up on Wayne Brady. I don't think Chappelle was actually there, and he was like, "Fuck y'all." That's what he told him, and it was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Man, y'all was talking that shit about," and what it was Paul Mooney had did a because when he was playing Negrodamus, he had did a skit where he dish Wayne Brady on the show. And so he seen that shit. He was like, hey man, fuck y'all over there at the Chappelle show. and so Chappelle called him and was like, hey man, you know, it ain't like that. Come on the show, let's do something.
Okay.
And so when he came on the show, he played like, you know, the crooked training day comedian type.
That's why Dave Chappelle is one of the kings. Bro.
Yeah, bro, because he gonna know how to flip that and be like, yo, let's get this money and let's make it funny.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's why I said, because it was kind of random. I'm like, oh, they got Wayne Brady on here.
Yeah, that's right.
And he was extra hood with it.
Yeah, it makes sense though. It's like thinking about it. That's funny.
Yeah, and I think, and I'm gonna be honest, I always thought Chappelle was funny.
Right.
But I feel like a lot of people wasn't on game with Chappelle until the show. Because, you know, there was Half Baked and shit like that. He was on Def Comedy Jam. And every time I seen the skit he did on there was hilarious. I think he was like 18. He was hilarious way back then.
Yeah.
And so I feel like once the Chappelle show came, people was like, oh, this Dave Chappelle dude is funny. But I'm like, oh, bro, I've been on game. And it's funny because some of the people that we named.
Yeah.
Had skits on there that people probably didn't know were real comedians. Like Eddie Griffin was on that dice game. You know what I'm saying? The championship dice. Or I seen Bill Burr playing one of the corporate dudes when he was going off, yelling at the white dudes. You know what I'm saying? So he actually still had included comedians that were on the up and coming to be a part of the show. So
you know what's funny that you said that too, because I just came to like my fifth. And my fifth is a toss up between Kevin and Kat.
Oh, okay.
It is a toss-up because they are both.
You gotta pick one though, dog. You gotta pick one.
Oh, if I gotta pick one?
You gotta pick one.
If I gotta pick one, I'm going with Kat.
I can't be mad at that.
I'm going with Kat because
I don't want them coming for us.
Reason I'm going with Kat is because Friday, of course. My goodness, we still quote those lines.
Oh, bro, he has. I think between him and Mike Epps on that Friday, it's a toss up with how many lines you would quote from that.
Right.
You know, from that movie.
Yeah, and also too. So we talk about the dynamic of duo comedians. So you got, you know, Rock and Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
They played a lot. But I've also seen Kat play alongside Eddie Griffin in Norbit.
Yeah.
It's raining a little.
Yo,
rain,
I'm kind of mad that didn't become a spinoff. Like them playing some players.
That'd be crazy. You know what I mean?
Because they was that little part of the movie, they killed it. That was hilarious.
They one-liners in their chemistry is crazy. So,
you can tell they pimp educated.
Oh, bro, definitely got that background for sure. Easy. But I also like Kevin Hart too. When, you know, I watched Jumanji. I watched Jumanji 1. He was funny. But then I watched Jumanji 2. And
I didn't watch either one of those.
Okay. Kevin Hart is funny in those. Like one thing in his stand up though, that's is dope is his impersonations, how he does his dad and everything, right? So Kevin is killer at impersonating an old black man. And in Jumanji 2, Danny Glover's in there. So when they go into the game, everybody's avatar switches. Kevin Hart is playing Danny Glover as an old black man. But in Kevin Hart's body, so his demeanor and everything, how he be doing his stand up, it's throughout the movie, bro.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny because he say some shit, he say some one liners and everything. It's just like, bro, he's on point with it. But his stand up too, how he brings things back, it ties in with his demeanor and everything. Like it's crazy. I just overall how I see it, like there's a few people, but I don't know. I just can't choose one, man. Okay. You gonna pause it real quick? Huh. So I'm trying to figure out how we fix that. But but yeah, it's I don't know. I just can't have a Kings of Comedy, bro. Like we just killing the spectrum of comedy.
Yeah. I mean, I think if somebody with the right capital is smart, they do these different versions to kind of let people get a certain level of shine without making them feel discredited. Because I think for like comedians, you know, it's synonymous with like an artist, right? Like a hip hop artist.
Yeah,
you know, you have the ones that have like the GOAT albums of all times, the ones that came out with the Illmatics and Ready to Dies and you know, stuff like that. And then you have like the area in hip hop with the greatest mixtapes of all times, with like 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, and you know, all of those cats.
DJ Drama.
You know what I'm saying? So there's some artists that have like a greater mixtape catalog than album catalog.
Right.
And I mean, the late Nipsey, his mixtapes were so hard that they can go up against albums of other people's catalogs, right? So I think if you're smart and you have the capital and you love comedy, you're trying to get the rights to do a Kings of Comedy 2. You're trying to get the rights to do a Goats of Comedy. You're trying to get the rights to do the Kings of the Underground Comedy. Because like comedy, like I said, that's why I said synonymous with like hip hop, because they have so many different pockets, just like hip hop music has. Because when I was like Corey Holcomb is like one of those cats that is killing the game as far as an underground, or you know, JB Smooth is another one. But then if you even get out of if you get out of like the black diaspora of the conversation, then you look at people that I like Joe Coy is hilarious to me.
Yeah, he is funny.
Like I was literally watching him make COVID jokes while I had COVID. And I'm like laughing with my chest hurt, like, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I just think that like I couldn't be a billionaire, bro, because people would be irritated, like, why is he spending his money on this? Because I would be producing, I would be like, you know what?
Right.
I want to see a movie with whoop-de-whoop and whoop-de-whoop in it, so I'm about to pay for it to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I would be blowing money. Don't tell me to spend $1 billion in a day, because we getting Equalizer and John Wick in the same movie tomorrow. I'm spending the bag like that. I'm getting that money spent. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that would actually diffuse some of the tension in that space right now. Because when we were coming up, we can't say that these problems didn't exist amongst comedians, but people was working, bro. Like, so whatever you heard, it was like, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, because it was in a magazine, or you know, we read it somewhere, right? But everybody was working. Everybody was still fairly young and getting that work, and maybe these things were happening back then behind the scenes. But I think
for sure,
providing jobs is going to keep people too busy to bicker and argue.
Yeah, well, I disagree with you, just because that kind of fuels the industry in anything. Just like you said, like somebody's always going to have an opinion about who's better.
Well, yeah, I mean, we are going to have an opinion about who's better, but determining if you're good or not has nothing to do with who's better, right? Like, for example, Cat made the statement that, you know, certain people weren't funny because of certain things that they didn't accomplish. That's his personal opinion, right? But we wouldn't know who these people were if they weren't funny to somebody.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said that, like, the way that entertainment, where I was going with is the way that entertainment has been saturated or oversaturated. There's not really a lot of comedy movies these days, right? There's no Comic View is non-existent. Def Comedy, there's not a different version of Def Comedy Jam. You know, everything is on your phone, and somebody's recording somebody's stand-up from a show they went to, or they're advertising for it, versus all of these different pockets where people can go and get busy with their craft, is what I was getting at. So that's what I'm saying is if jobs are provided, people are too busy to be like, hey, what'd they say? Or I'm finna go here and tell them like it is. They've always felt this way while they were working, but they were too busy to address it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. I think I agree with you. I think that, like, when they do address it, it creates opportunities for the billionaire Dizzy D that would
appreciate
that movie. You know what I mean?
It's saving.
It's like we need those opinions to fuel opportunities and ideas. Just like, you know, Shaq was like, yo, here's my Kings of Comedy 2 lineup, you know, which could possibly spawn into him actually doing that. So I totally understand where you're coming from for sure, because everybody is got, I think out of all the comedians that we named, they got their niche. Like, you know, like, yo, bro, your stand up is cool, but your movie game is ridiculous.
Bruh, I missed somebody on the list talking about it. Hey, no disrespect, OG. Somebody that I gotta add on my list, bro.
Earthquake.
Nah. Earthquake is dope, but he's not on my list. TK Kirkland.
TK.
T to the motherfucking K, bro.
Yeah, dude, he's funny.
Bro, he was funny as hell in baller blocking, bro.
For sure.
That's how long he been around, dog. He was funny in baller blocking. Yeah, so nigga arrested juveniles. Like, where you take me? To your mama house. You ain't even got to play me like that, would it?
Yeah, he's funny, bro.
TK's been around a long time. I love his interviews too, but I remember seeing some stand up as a youngster.
I feel like him and Dion Cole got that.
Yeah, they got that same calm, humor, chill player type of humor. Yeah,
they get at you.
But TK will get at the crowd though.
Yeah, he for sure.
Yeah, he on your helmet, bro. Don't walk in the middle of his set. Don't have on too many chains and rings. He didn't have people leave because he was cooking.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, you know he's like 60?
Is he 60?
Yeah, dog.
He don't look 60.
Yeah.
He look like he's
a
solid 40.
Bro. He's been, because when it dawned on me one time when he was doing the interview and he was talking about like how he was like, yeah, man, I was on tour with NWA. I was like, wait, what?
Right.
So he's been around for that long. And then, you know, there was a few interviews. I was like, man, you're how old? He's like, yeah, man, I just work out. You know, I try to eat right. You know, I swim. I said, dang, he got a pool. TK doing all right. But yeah.
That's wild.
I gotta add that on the list, man, because I like TK. TK's dope.
I think we gotta, you know, I mean, we had some of the similar comedians, but that's a pretty bang.
You gotta put this together, bro. Who we need to call? Who we need to talk to? We need to talk to Spike. Who we need Stan Lathan. Who we need to holler at? Well, you know, we can just do it ourselves, bro. We can save up.
I mean, you know,
I can sell some stuff. We ain't gonna be podcasting no more, but
look at a few grants. You know, see who wants
get a few licks, get this show going.
We might not. We might be only to afford maybe one comedian. You know?
A local one at that.
But
see if we can get Spanky Get Right to
Oh man.
But yeah, dog. I think I hope that does make a comeback. Like a lot of that different style of outlet. Like I love social media for that. You know, I think, you know, you and like several other people is constant sending each other funny stuff all week. But I do miss the part of the comedy entertainment where we turn on a show and somebody goes crazy, you know, for 5 or 10 minutes, and you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I agree. I think it's still there. Yeah, but I know what you mean. Like, yeah, we can watch Martin, you know, it's coming on.
Yeah.
But now we got so many networks that, you know, maximize their channel. And we got Instagram that every, you know, somebody who's funny, which there are a ton of cats on IG that are funny as hell.
Yeah.
That maximize their channel. So,
Right.
Yeah, I do miss that. Yeah, TV show like just like Saturday Night Live or Def Comedy Jam. Somebody that just houses it. Like, it's coming. You know,
come back to school the next day talking about it. Hey, you watch what? Yeah, bro. He said, you know, that's how it was when the Kings of Comedy came out, right?
Exactly.
Like we was talking about that years after the fact.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Even I mean, cats are doing it now. You know, I know Mars Parker locally here.
Okay.
Lance Woods locally here. They got they've had some Amazon specials. You know,
Dope.
Put a special on at the Guild Theater, and then Amazon streamed it. So it's like a lot of people still understand, like, you know, what's gonna continue to be a classic and hit home. On those larger productions, like, yeah, if you can't do a movie yet, or if you ain't featured in a movie yet,
yeah,
make your own shit like as much as possible.
I do think that that's dope too, that we have those outlets and those tools to be able to say, you know what, because you know that gatekeeper conversation has been a thing for forever and a day, and I think you're starting to see the results of what people feel about it by saying, all right, well, I'll just make my own way, my own platform. And a lot of people are coming up off of it.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's the only way, because I don't know, man. I hear about that a lot, and I'm not saying it's not true. I just don't really run into it. But I also think too, like, just what you stated on. I've a lot of times I just like, yo, I can just do it. You know, I can do it myself.
I do.
So
I have a belief about it.
It'd be hard. It'd be hard though, like to pause. About the process of, trying to understand where people come from. Like, yo, the gatekeepers, or I can't get access in. On some things I do understand on a city level. Like, like people that, not like city, like common level. I'm talking about governors, politicians, who control.
You got to need permits or this. Yeah, that's a different level. I think that's level 2 security card.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that I really believe that gatekeeping, nobody takes the time to explain it. You know what I'm saying? And I think for me personally, I take the concept of gatekeeping is like the mentality, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's almost like if you have a consortium of people that consistently work together.
That's a nice word.
Yeah.
Like, fuck with the vocabulary.
But yeah, if you have that consortium of people and they're like, all right, we rock, this is whoop de whoop, we work with each other, which is great. Yeah. You have that chemistry, you have that familiarity, right? But there's people on the outside that want to, like, yo, these people, they're able to get access to these venues. They're able to get exposure with this and that. That's where I want to be at. I want to be with them because I believe I have something to add if I'm just given a chance. And that group is like, well, we don't know you like that. Well, what have you done? You know what I'm saying? Or not given an opportunity, not only for a conversation, but display what they can contribute to that circle. That to me is a gatekeeping mentality. That's why I say I think it's more of a mentality rather than just this one system where these group of people are on this side and this group of people are on that side. I think it's groups of people that have access or resources to something that attract people and say, hey, I see what they're doing over there. I want to do the same thing. And I kind of admire it. Let me see if I can go intertwine and work with them because I think I can do it too. And I think that, this can increase whatever is going on over there. Some people fear that new energy. I mean, and that's what you hear about a lot of, you know what I'm saying? You hear a lot of people that are successful that have told their story of when they first started. It's like, yeah, man, whoop-de-whoop was like, yeah, you're not going. You know what I'm saying? That mentality, it's kind of like a spirit that kind of travels. It's not in one spot. It's not just in Hollywood. It's in the NFL. It's in the NBA. It's in the rap game. It's in the corporate world. It's in the blue collar world. Right? It's a spirit mentality. Is how I see it. So it's not about always having the most money and the most resources either. It's just simply having access to something that everybody doesn't have. And you're like, well, if you ain't my homie, you ain't getting in. You don't get a Snickers. You get a Jolly Rancher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yes.
That's my interpretation though. That's my interpretation.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head for sure. I'm just like, I'm trying to reflect in like my personal experience, like where have I felt that? And that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me because I've also like never caught myself saying like I'm a. Well, let me take that back. I have offered some ideas to somebody that has had like a platform where I see something. But I haven't run into no like roadblocks. So like, nah, nigga, we don't want to do that, or the the gatekeeping mentality. But I could see where it could have presented itself. So yeah, I see.
Yeah, you'll probably have a moment one day where you're like, you didn't see it that way, and then you're like, you know what? that bruh did tell me that they didn't have no more slots, man, and then woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't appear the same way every time. It appears in different ways, right? And to me, that's what makes it hard for some people to kind of decipher what's going on, because it's not the same type of pattern. It's just the same results. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what side that you're on. And, you know, and like I said, me personally, I believe that it's real. It's just that's why I kind of do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, hey, and I actually am appreciative of it sometimes, because maybe it wouldn't. And you might find more people saying that maybe after I said it, but what it does is it drives you to say, you know what, maybe I should just do it myself. Maybe that's
the mentality. Like so when you say that, like that's the mentality I've always had. Mm-hmm. That's why I guess that's why I can't, you know, or I don't see the signs of that all the time. Sometimes, like, because I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for sure, and then I get working on it, get going on it, stay focused on it, and then if I did need something else, I would say like it usually come to me, like the universe would bring that to me because I'm like seeking it.
Okay.
So I usually get there before I ask, or but I understand what you're saying for sure. But yeah, I've always just been on that hype of like, if it didn't work out or that connection wasn't made right then it's not supposed to happen right now. Like, or I'm supposed to develop something else. Okay. Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna come back to that because I got to get this over here first.
Yeah, or if like, yeah, or I might not even come back. It's like, you know, just like you said, like, yeah, I'm supposed to do it this way, so I could appreciate. I get what you say. You know, I can appreciate what happened. Yeah. You know, so I can do it this way, and then, you know, you blossom from there. You form your own shit there.
Well, I think for me, it was childhood with me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, as a little kid, like, I didn't get, like, all of the dopest shit. I didn't get, like, you know, when I was going to school with certain kids, they had J's and stuff like that. I might have some Nikes every blue moon. But, you know, it was like, man, I want to be with those kids because all the newest things that came out in the 90s, these kids, it seemed like everybody had that shit. Kind of like what Dave Chappelle said. Hard to get that shit. Remember Dave Chappelle was like, yo, he said his parents had just enough money for him to grow up poor around a whole bunch of rich kids, right? So it kind of, I felt that because I was like, yeah, man, I'm not saying that my folks was poor, but it's like, damn, man, I can't get the Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Because that kid. And so as I got older, I started understanding it, like, why do I want to even be associated with certain people? Right. Just start messing with what I like. So that's why, like, in high school, I had them damn Kobe's that everybody thought was ugly. That's my favorite player. I'm rocking them. Care what you talking about. I never hooped in them.
Silver bullets.
Yeah, I never hooped in them because they was heavy as hell. But I'm pushing these limousines, dog, to the fullest. You know what I'm saying?
I love Kobe to death, but that shoe was.
You hating, bruh. They was fresh, bruh. Them PlayStation 5s was crazy.
It was innovative.
Yes.
For sure. But it was ugly.
He did stop wearing them after a while. But still, like, I was consistent and dedicated, right? And so I got used to that, though. Yeah, to where now, like, it took for me to be a grown man to go back and buy those nostalgic things that I liked, where I can buy it with my own money. And now I know I'm getting what I like because I want it, and there's nobody to follow behind and try to be a part of. And so even with music, having a conversation with Big Bro, I was like, yeah, I want to get signed to Universal because they was hot at the time. They had Cash Money. He was like, man, start your own shit.
Cash Money. Oh, yeah.
And when he told me that, I never, ever looked at what I do for music as I want to get a record deal. Yeah. Because, you know, the freedom of doing what you do. Right. I can do whatever I want, however I want, and nobody can put their hand in the pot and be like, well, I want my piece of this, or, you know, we own these rights. And so then I started building on that. Yeah. And then same thing with, I mean, YouTube was perfect timing because now everybody has their own TV channel. Yeah. It's permissionless media. Right. You see what I'm saying? So the gatekeeping conversation, now I look at it like, oh, it's just a mentality. Right. There's not like this big gate that just, you know, it might be a gate if you're trying to get into a certain club,
hang with a certain people,
but you can build your own gate. And so a lot of the gates that I build is to open the doors for people that I feel like deserve certain type of exposure that may be hard for them to get.
Do you? I actually don't even think you build a gate.
Yeah.
Like,
I got a gate, bro.
Well, I get
I don't like everybody.
I get you. I was gonna say,
you know what I'm saying? I don't like everybody.
There's a boundary of like certain people with certain energy, and reputation. You can't let into your ecosystem. So I feel you.
That's the only reason why the gate's there, because I don't like everybody.
Right.
But I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be like that. But that's just the way the world is. We're different individuals.
Nigga, you ain't got them silver Kobe's.
Yeah.
Close the gate on that.
Everybody hold their Kobe's up. Them is fake. Y'all four.
got the keys, man.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, even I got a gate, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my take on it, bro.
What's the ideal person that gets in your gate?
Somebody that I could tell really appreciates what they do, and they're not entitled. They're easy to reach. I like people. I like somebody that's a people person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even afraid to name people. For example, there's an artist local here. His name is Young Zell. And the few times I've talked to him, I told him that he reminds me of a modern day Rakim, not because of his flow. His flow is home base. You could tell he's from somewhere in these regions when he flows, right? But he doesn't curse in any of his music like Rakim.
Oh, wow.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's the one that did that Light the Beam song for the Kings.
Yeah, I remember you was mentioning that.
Yeah. And so what I like about his character is he doesn't try to be something he's not. You know, he raps his flow. He talks about what he does. And he seems like a person that's, for the people. You know, he's thrown his own events. He's even invited me to perform at some of the events, but scheduling and timing and stuff, made it a little challenging for me to do. But that's a individual I can give you as an example. I'm not saying he's the only one in the city, but those type of characteristics. People that don't mind interacting with people. Hey, man, if I could text him right now, hey, bro, I got a song for you to get on. It's not going to be all this politics and stuff. All right, yeah, send it to me. You see what I'm saying? It's just about doing what you do for the love and trying to get as far as you can through your character and not compromising your integrity. Those type of things, trying to get to where you want to be. Those are the people that inspire me to want to say, if there's any way I can help, I'll help. The more Hollywood you are, the more you don't need my help. Right? Because I
respect that.
Yeah, that mentality, you probably really feel that way. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But if you're for the people, you're easy to reach. Hell yeah, I want to help you because you're easy to reach. And people love that. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, the average person loves somebody that's like that. Believe it or not, even though Cat Williams stirred that pot, there's so many people that love that guy. You know what I'm saying? And it's through stories that people have witnessed, like, yo, man, he's helped this person out. He paid for somebody's star on the Walk of Fame that he felt deserved it, even though he was offered the opportunity. He's given random money to comedians he's seen that people didn't know it was him giving the money to after they did that set. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to act like I always knew that. I found that out with Shannon Sharp doing his research on that podcast episode. So it's like he's in my opinion, of the people for the people type of situation. You know what I'm saying? So I like that mentality. I think we just go farther as a culture, whether it's your hue or whether it's your community that you're in. You go so much further when you're of the people.
Yeah.
So that's what I look for. That's what I appreciate. That's what I try to support. What about you, man?
That's a good deal.
What keeps the gates open and closed at Big Dev Productions?
Yo, this guy thinks I'm gonna come out with a production company.
Bro, he don't want to listen to me, dog.
Big Dev Productions,
bro. Big white truck with black letters on the side. Big Dev Productions. Get about 3-4 of them joints.
That's just the start of this ongoing concept. he continues to share like, yo, back the truck in.
Cuz gonna do it.
He like, yo, you hear? I will, but it will not be called Big Dev.
It's gonna be called Big Dev, bro. I'm trying to tell you, it's got to be called Big Dev Productions. Remember what I said?
My name.
Big cameras, big lights,
Bro, I'm fine.
big security, big movers.
Big cameras, ain't us?
Coming down the ramp, big steppers. You know what I'm saying?
It's a concept. Like,
yeah, bro.
Everything is
sketched out, dog.
I fuck with the concept though. Everything.
Your competition gonna be heated. Like, bro, we was the first ones here who got it.
Everything.
And you gonna hear the truck back in there, beep beep. They gonna see the letters. Big Dev Productions. I'm tired of these dudes, man.
Soaking up the game. We're just
soaking up the game, dog. It's gonna happen, bro.
People like that. They get in the game. They got big dreams. Big dreams for you. Optimistic.
Yeah.
Sense of humor. But also genuine, man.
Yeah.
I think people like that get into my my gate, my kingdom.
Right.
Ones that they don't complain.
Okay.
Don't complain about, the cards they was dealt. They just, hey, this is what it is. This is what we got. Okay. So what's the best I can make out of this?
Okay.
So I guess in a sense you could say resourceful. About like.
Got to be resourceful some way, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Even if it's digging spiritually to motivate you, or in the physical world. So I guess you can say resourceful, optimistic people. And people that want to better their lives and those people within their lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
So, I just think in that sense, when you operated in that system, I just feel like there's no pessimism or devious things that could come from that. You want to help people.
As I get older, pessimism challenges my patience more and more. You know what I mean? I don't mind having a conversation. I don't mind venting. I just can't. It's like alcohol. Yeah. I can't drink that cup every single day, every hour on hour. I could probably have a sip maybe once a week because that's reality. You can be as optimistic as you want. There's those thoughts and those feelings, they're gonna seep in there.
Yeah.
But I can't operate like that.
Yeah.
All the time. And I had a point in time where I was operating in that mindset, but I was younger man, not understanding everything, just understanding the results of everything. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, as I get older, I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to.
Yeah. That shit, like, I know I used to.
You know what they make your barbecue sauce with? I know you better get the hell out of my face. You know what I'm saying? I can't live my life like that. I understand that people are trying to live their best life and be their healthiest and be their, avoid negative energy. But sometimes if you spend too much time trying to avoid negativity was always on your mind.
Exactly.
Instead of focusing on where's all the positive energy and where's all the positive opportunities at.
Right.
Because the focus is negativity, right?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah,
it's a wild one. So I like, those type of people get in there, and I'd say like, well, actually, I really don't have. Now I think about it, it really ain't nothing much to add because I think that just has so many avenues. It's like just a chamber, like an ant chamber underneath ground. It spreads. And
for sure,
everywhere. So if it's just positive like that. It's so much just to compound on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what get in my gate. Other than that, if you ain't got that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, if you ain't got that Big Dev Productions application, bro, need to restructure your resume.
Oh, man.
Man, we gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Y'all figure out how y'all gonna get in these gates, you know what I'm saying? Until next time, you know what I'm saying? You've been tuning in to Outside Raps with Dizzy D Spill and Big Dev Productions. Until next time, peace.
money coming to me automatic like everything I do is cinematic like bad bras looking at your boy like follow me, they on a convoy like everybody know I get cream like think I'm lying till they see the pinky ring. Haters be mad cause my flow like call me Black Rob but my woe like I don't like toast but my dough like baddie on my arm got them hoes like I'ma stun hard but I ain't finna do it now. Catch you while you slipping in, hit you like